Part 1. Echoes in the Dead of Night, the Art of Befriending the Self. Listen to me. In the frantic pulse of a world that never sleeps, there is a moment when silence becomes unrelenting. It's 3 a.m. and you're staring into the dark. You're lying there, but your mind is a courtroom, a self-appointed tribunal that's already found you guilty. What do you see? A laundry list of every mistake you've ever made. The hollow figures in your bank account. The ghosts of the successful, laughing from the sidelines at your delay. But here is a truth that no expert dares to tell you. Your most dangerous enemy isn't your competitor. It is your own shadow. We've been trained to wage war against the world, but no one ever taught us how to stop brutalizing ourselves. Stoicism, it isn't about being emotionless. It's about building an unshakable citadel for your own soul. Do not close your eyes to escape. Not yet. Take a deep breath and feel the rhythm in your chest. That heart of yours? It doesn't demand wealth or greatness to earn the right to exist. It only asks for your presence. Tonight, we aren't here to learn how to be more successful. We are here to master the ultimate skill of the true conqueror, becoming your own most loyal ally. Because if you turn your back on yourself, then even if the whole world stands behind you, it won't matter. Walk with me into the darkness, and let's find the light of self-compassion. Lesson 1. Dialogue in the dark, when the judge lowers the curtain. Under the faint neon glow bleeding from Paulista Avenue, Lucas, an architect who spent his life designing perfection, sits at the edge of a nameless abyss. A massive contract just slipped through his fingers. In his mind, those brilliant blueprints have suddenly shattered into jagged shards of shame. Instead of resting after a grueling day, Lucas chooses to imprison himself in a mock trial of his own making. There, he is both the defendant and the supreme judge, sentencing himself with lashes of verbal venom. Failure. Worthless. But let's slow down for a beat. Imagine if the person collapsing under that weight wasn't Lucas, but his absolute best friend. Would he pick up those broken shards and stab them deeper into their wounds? Never. He would place a steady hand on their shoulder, pour a glass of wine, and whisper, "You fought a hell of a fight. Rest now." This is the agonizing paradox of the human heart. We offer endless mercy to strangers, yet reserve the most brutal cruelty for ourselves. You see, the Stoic masters didn't worship cold indifference. No, they practiced a far more noble art, disciplined kindness. Marcus Aurelius once taught that the mind is a cathedral, not a dungeon. True healing doesn't begin when you become perfect. It begins the moment you decide to drop the mental whip. Tonight I challenge you, lay down your weapons. Speak to your soul with the compassion of a comrade in arms. Because, my friend, you cannot build a magnificent life on a foundation of self-abuse. Lesson 2. The Inner Citadel, integrity as the ultimate currency. Within the Stoic universe, there exists a red line that the storms of life can never cross, unless you choose to open the gate. That line is integrity. Look into the shadows of Rio's back alleys, where Elena, a single mother exhausted from a graveyard shift, stumbles upon a wallet stuffed with cash. Caught between the crushing weight of overdue rent and medical bills, that wallet appears as a brutal test of fate. But Elena chooses to return it. That night, in her small tin-roofed home, she falls into a sleep so deep, so pure, it's almost divine. Meanwhile, across town in the glittering penthouses of Leblon, billionaires toss and turn on their feather beds, their minds torn apart by the shadow of shady dealings and the fear of being found out. What? Because serenity can never be bought with gold, it can only be traded for dignity. The world can strip your reputation, freeze your accounts, or even imprison your body, but they can never touch your integrity unless you surrender it yourself out of cowardice. Stoicism teaches us that a righteous soul is an invincible fortress. All those external successes, the rankings, the applause of the crowd, they are nothing more than frivolous decorations on a building. If the foundation of dignity is rotten, the entire tower of your life will collapse under the slightest breeze of regret. Never sell your spiritual sovereignty for fleeting comforts. Because at the end of the day, when the vanity is stripped away, the only thing that follows you into sleep and into eternity is the person you chose to be in the dark. Lesson 3. The Alchemy of Fate, loving the storm. Under the scorching sun of the Certeo, where the parched earth is cracked like the jagged scars of time, there lies a secret. A secret only warrior souls have the courage to grasp. It isn't the skill of escaping hardship. It's the art of loving the very pain that threatens to destroy you. Look at two farmers standing before a field wiped out by disaster. One falls to his knees, cursing the heavens for the injustice of it all. The other? He quietly gathers the withered sprouts, using the ashes of his failure to fertilize the soil for the next harvest. The mediocre mind sees a dead end. The master of the mind sees raw material. In our world we call this Amor Fati, the love of fate. It isn't weak submission. It is an act of powerful defiance. Fate is a raging torrent. You can choose to drown in your resentment, or you can learn to use the sheer force of the water to propel your ship further than you ever imagined. The philosopher Marcus Aurelius left a code for humanity: the obstacle is the way. Every brutal failure, every betrayal, every loss is actually a trial in spiritual alchemy. They transform the mundane debris of life into an iron will. You cannot change the direction of the wind or stop the rain from falling, but you have the absolute right to choose how you dance in the storm. Stop asking why life is being cruel to you. Start asking, how can I turn this cruelty into my glory? Lesson 4. The whisper of pain, when the wound becomes a gateway. There is a truth that the shallow world tries to hide from you. Pain is not the enemy. It is a silent messenger carrying the blueprints of your evolution. Look at Tiago, a titan on the cross-country track, a man who believed his only value lay in the speed of his legs. When a brutal injury struck, tearing through his ligaments and his dreams alike, Tiago was cast into a terrifying silence. Within the confines of four walls, as the roar of the crowd faded into a distant memory, he began to confront the very thing he had spent a lifetime outrunning: the stillness. He learned to meditate. He learned to observe every breath and the raw vibration of the pain itself. And in that moment, a miracle occurred. The pain stripped away the shell of a soulless running machine to awaken a man of profound spiritual depth. He discovered a strength the track could never teach: iron patience. In Stoic philosophy, we view pain as an alarm bell for the soul. Instead of weeping and asking, "Why is fate so cruel to me?" learn to bow your head and whisper, "What is this moment trying to illuminate within me?" Do not try to blindly extinguish the pain, because when you kill the pain, you inadvertently murder your greatest teacher. Remember, it is the cracks in the pottery where the gold is poured to create the masterpiece of Kintsugi. Pain doesn't come to break you, my friend. It comes to restructure you into a version of yourself more resilient than you ever dared to imagine. Lesson 5. The illusion of time, the present as the only sanctuary. In the dimension of the hurried, there is a silent plague we all carry. We live as if we are racing toward an invisible finish line, a future that never truly arrives. Look at Ricardo, sitting at a warm dinner table in the heart of Rio. He is the portrait of success, yet tonight he is a prisoner. Not behind iron bars, but within the cold, blue flicker of the phone in his hand. His body is there, surrounded by the aroma of a home-cooked meal and the warmth of his family, but his mind is being torn apart in the boardrooms of tomorrow, haunted by unborn fears and numbers that haven't yet moved. Suddenly, a tiny, warm hand touches his trembling fingers. His young daughter looks up at him with eyes as clear as a mountain lake at midnight, and whispers a sentence that makes his entire universe come to a screeching halt. "Daddy, can you actually be here with me for a moment?" In that heartbeat, the mask of busyness shatters. Ricardo realizes with a jolt that he has become a ghost in his own home, trading the precious beats of life for the phantom shadows of the future. The Stoic masters have always reminded us of a brutal truth: the past is cold ashes, and the future is nothing but a mist of illusions. Only there right now, in this breath, in this touch, is the fire that can actually warm your soul. Stop living your life as a rough draft for some perfect tomorrow, because the only reality you truly own is this exact second. When you learn to be truly present, you stop racing against time, you become the flow of time itself. Lesson 6. The Art of Unburdening. Freedom begins with empty hands. Have you ever wondered why, even when lying on the softest mattress in the heart of a glittering city, your shoulders still sag as if you're hauling an entire planet? It's because you are carrying an invisible suitcase, packed with jagged stones, through the ancient forest of destiny. Look at those stones. One is the lashing criticism of a colleague, another is the gnawing anxiety over tomorrow's bills, and the heaviest of all is the ghost of a past lover who walked away long ago. We often mistake holding on to pain for a form of loyalty, but in reality, it is self-imprisonment. Every night, before you cross the threshold of your dreams, you stand before the ultimate choice of a Stoic warrior. Do you continue to drag that suitcase into your sleep? Or do you have the courage to set it down on the porch? Understand this: letting go is not a loss. It is not a cowardly surrender to fate. In the language of the masters, letting go is an act of reclaiming the space where freedom can finally breathe. This soul cleansing isn't just about forgetting. It is a fierce purification, a ritual to ensure your spirit isn't stained by things that already belong to the ashes. The past is dead. The future is unborn. The burdens you carry are nothing but phantoms sculpted by the mind. Tonight, learn to unclench your fists, because only when your hands are truly empty will you have the strength to embrace the pure, unadulterated peace of your own being. Lesson 7. The Code of Silence, when the soul finally speaks. In the eye of the storm at the Rio Carnival, where shimmering costumes and pulsating samba drums threaten to drown out every sense, a man named Antonio is performing a silent act of defiance. He turns his back on the frenzy, walking toward the deserted sands where the Atlantic waves are softly kissing the jagged rocks. While the rest of the world is shouting just to prove they exist, Antonio chooses to dissolve into absolute stillness. He doesn't need the applause or the chaos to fill the void inside. He finds his abundance in the rhythm of his own breath, synchronized with the heartbeat of the ocean. This is the paradox of power in our noisy era. The one who masters silence is the one who holds the ultimate authority. Stillness is not an empty space. It is a spiritual fortress, a place where you detach from the static of public opinion to hear the whisper of truth. The Stoics understood this. Mastering the mind begins with mastering the boundary of your lips. When you stop trying to explain yourself to the world, you finally begin to hear the call of wisdom that has been buried under the dust of meaningless arguments. Remember, the deepest waters are always the quietest. Silence is not a sign of weakness. It is the accumulation of inner force before a decisive strike against fate. Tonight, try to retreat into the sea of your own being. Do not fear the quiet. It is the only place where the false self dies so that your true nature can be liberated. True freedom isn't the ability to say whatever you want. It is the fact that nothing can move you, even when you don't say a single word. Lesson 8. The Alchemy of Gratitude, when enough becomes an empire. Tonight, walk with me through the layers of wealth in Rio. At the pinnacle of the elite Leblon district, inside a penthouse glimmering with lights, a man sits scowling in fury. Why? Because his vintage wine isn't at the perfect temperature. He has everything the world covets, yet his soul is a beggar tormented by 1,000 tiny lacks. At that same moment, deep in the steep, winding alleys of the favela, amidst the echoes of laughter, Mateo sits with his family over a simple bowl of rice. His eyes are radiant. His smile is pure as he receives each grain like a gift from the heavens. In this heartbeat, a magnificent paradox reveals itself. Who is the true master of life? Stoic philosophy doesn't teach you how to stockpile assets. It teaches you how to stockpile contentment. Gratitude in our world is the ultimate alchemy. It doesn't change what you have. It changes the lens through which you see reality. When you learn to cherish what is right in front of you, a humble meal transforms into a banquet, and a small house becomes an unshakable palace of peace. True happiness never lies in possessing what you crave. It lies in craving what you already possess. Tonight, before you close your eyes, ask yourself, am I a slave to the things I lack, or am I the emperor of the simple things that exist? Because when your soul finally whispers the word, enough, the entire world suddenly belongs to you. Final blessing, the kingdom of the inner emperors. Dear Ken Lai, as the final flickers of the city lights fade into the void, and your body begins to surrender to the embrace of your bed, let your mind perform its final migration of the day. Listen to your breath. It is the only thread connecting you to the vast, pulsing universe. In this very moment, shed the heavy armor of the roles you play, the pressures you carry, and the expectations that haunt you. You do not need to be a perfect being to deserve peace. You only need to be as you are, an inseparable part of the great flow. Every mistake, every sting of pain, and every unfinished plan of this day, leave them here with the darkness. The dark is not an abyss. It is a purifying cradle where the noise of the world is finally drowned out. Do not try to drag the phantoms of the past into your dreams. Your shoulders have already carried enough today. Remember, sleep is not an ending. It is a silent rebirth. Tomorrow, when the first light touches your eyelids, you will not wake up as a victim of circumstance. You will rise as a stoic emperor, standing in the center of your own inviolable inner kingdom, ready to write a new page with integrity and courage. The world may be in chaos, but within you is an ocean of stillness. Sleep well, resilient soul. The universe is watching over you.